Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. Our guest today is CEO Monica White of FoodShare here in Ventura County. Welcome to the show, Monica. Thank you so much.
So glad to be here. Thank you.
Very good. I'd like to have you give us a little bit of an overview about some of the work you're doing right now, which is literally around the clock, 24/7, getting everybody taken care of here in Ventura County with FoodShare.
Thank you. I'd be happy to share what we're doing. The ironic part is that what FoodShare does now is what we do every single day. We are the food people, and that we are there to feed the food insecure of Ventura County. But what has happened in the last 4 weeks, the longest 4 weeks ever, has been an unprecedented need to feed additional people. And as you know, with the shelter in place, the people who are no longer working, reduced hours, furloughs, 55,000 people have applied for unemployment. All of those people are seeing an immediate need to be able to feed their family. And so where we have seen an increase is one, at all of our pantries. We work with 190 different nonprofit partners throughout Ventura County who receive food from us at no charge, but to be able to feed either at a church pantry, a congregate meal site, an after-school program. But a lot of our pantries they had to suspend distributions, and that was really because of the older volunteers that that service their pantries. They were sheltered in place. Okay. So we saw about a quarter of our pantries suspend distribution. So we added an additional pop-up distribution. And so what those are drive-through distributions strategically placed throughout the county and all the different cities, one per day, to be able to give emergency food boxes to those who are newly in need of food.
And I understand that through that distribution, you've also, in addition to volunteers, you also have some service people helping out as well.
We do. We were so fortunate to be able to. The Air National Guard was deployed to FoodShare, and they've been with us for almost a month now, and they're helping us to pack the emergency food boxes. So far, we have distributed 12,000 of those, and that's serving over 53,000 people. That's on top of the 75,000 that we serve on a regular basis.
So it's almost, you're doing double duty for
almost double.
Everything. Right.
Yes. And the other part that we saw was that, so normally about 70% of our food is donated to us. Mm-hmm. We are very fortunate to live in such a rich agricultural area, and we have agreements with all of the retail establishments, the Vons, the Smart & Finals, Costco's, everybody who has food every single day that they no longer can sell. And so we would rescue that. We would pick up that food, and that is what we were distributing along with government commodities that were provided to us. But when everybody started stocking up at home, that's when we saw a huge decrease in the amount of food that was available from our regular retail partners. Right. So we had to start purchasing food. We have since purchased, normally we spend about $50,000 a month on food. We have since purchased $1.1 million worth of food to be able to continue to feed our regular 75,000 and plus the 50,000 in the drive-through distributions.
And is the funding coming from some corporate donors or grant money? Where is the money coming from to supplement that extra?
It's a great question. So normally our budget is $3.7 million, and that's for our normal operations on an annual basis. Back in the good old days when unemployment's only 3% in Ventura County. Mm-hmm. But what we have seen is we've never done this alone before. It's always been a combination of community stakeholders and individuals, corporations, foundations, grants. We have an MOU with the county now, but it's a combination. It's not just one donor who's going to help us get through this. Right. And this is the part that just makes me so happy, is being able to see so many people who say, I want to help. And that could be an individual donor who has already given for the year, but they want to give additional more. Corporations, all of our corporate partners have really stepped up to help us as well.
And your volunteers really make so much of a difference for the actual distribution to get out there to so very many people here in Ventura County. Have the volunteers been coming in regularly? I know that some of the volunteers were kind of sidelined because they were seniors, and
Correct.
we now, saw that you were in need of some more volunteers. So how's that going?
We were. So a lot of corporations, businesses, and organizations, they would come in as a group, and they
Okay.
would help sort food, pack it into our boxes that the agencies would then come shop from. One, because we didn't have the food to sort anymore, and two, pretty much all the organizations and businesses put a hold on their volunteer activities. So that was part of the reason that the Air National Guard was deployed here. We have about 50 National Guard helping us, but then we also have, for our pop-ups, we're seeing a huge increase in the number of people who want to come out to the pop-up distributions and be able to help us. We have one on Wednesdays in Oxnard and College Park, where the Strawberry Festival is normally held, and they have 120 volunteers. 100 of them are city employees from the city of Oxnard. So there's actually a waiting list for some of the volunteers, but every time we add a new one, it does get filled up. We post it on social media, and I think people are a little more relaxed too about, they're not as scared to come out and actually volunteer. We are 6 feet apart, we have gloves, we have masks, we practice the social distancing. It's very safe, and I think once people come once, they realize, okay, they're looking out. They're looking out for us. And the same is for the people who are driving up. We require them to roll up their windows, the universal symbol of rolling up your window.
Okay.
And so there's no face-to-face contact. They show their ID, and all we need to know is their name, their address, and how many people are in their household. And that's the only information that we take. They get a 20-pound box, and then also they get a couple bags of produce, some fruit, some vegetables, and they're on their way.
That's wonderful. It's really a nice thing to see so many volunteers come out and participate and make sure that many of these people here in Ventura County are getting the food that they need and not going hungry. That's a big thing.
That's right. That's
Very
right.
good.
Normally, it's 1 in 6 in Ventura County is considered food insecure, meaning they don't know where their exact next meal is going to be coming from. But seeing our numbers doubled practically overnight, that's where we've had to really, I use the word pivot so much, but we had to come up with a new distribution model to be able to help all of our agencies that were still operating, but we're seeing double the need. We waived delivery fees. There's no cost for any of the food. And then all of the donations that we're receiving from the local farmers definitely has increased.
Okay.
And that is because schools, restaurants, entertainment venues, all of that is closed. There's nowhere for that food to go. So we always work very closely with them, but there is an abundance of food on the produce side that we work with other food banks throughout California to be able to get that food to them as well. We share the wealth.
Very, very good to hear. That's very good news.
But it's the shelf stable food. It's the peanut butter, rice, beans, the canned fruit, canned vegetables, spaghetti, pasta, sauce, and all of that. Those are the ones that we have to purchase. And so that's where our ask comes from. We know this is the beginning. This is not the end. This is not the middle. This is going to be the beginning, because even if there's a vaccine tomorrow, even if everything opens up back tomorrow, there is still going to be a huge need in Ventura County for people who just can't go straight back to work and get that income back. So we know we're in this for the long haul. We know that we do this every day, and we're ready for it. And that's why we continue to ask for support, either monetary, volunteer, or food donations. It's the combination of all three of that make FoodShare work.
Great to hear. If volunteers or anyone would like to donate or get information, I would like you to share the website with everyone so they could go there. They could even find out about the locations for the pop-up food pantries as well.
That's right. FoodShare.com.
is our
Okay.
website, and you can find all the information you need. It is up to the minute, is updated, and you can find volunteer opportunities. You can make a donation from the safety of your home as you're
Good.
sheltered in place. And then also there's how to find food. If you are looking, if you need food, you need assistance, you can find the pantry locations that are still open, and then also the schedule for the pop-up
Wonderful.
distributions.
Very helpful information for everybody here in Ventura County. Thank you so very much, Monica White, CEO of FoodShare. I appreciate you being on the show today, and thank you so much for all that you're doing for Ventura County.
It's an honor to serve our food insecure in Ventura County. So thank you
Very
so
good.
much.
Thank you. I'm Sandra Siepak. Bye, everyone.